Hello there, good afternoon. My name is Baba Tando. I bring you the latest in the world of sport. Let's get talking right here, right now. Now it's about 24 days to the start of the 2017 Nations Cup in Gabon. And from late last week, we saw some teams naming their provisional squads. And as usual, Ghana's coach Avram Grant is yet to present his list to the Ghana Football Association. Now, some may argue that the Israeli still has some ample time at his disposal, while others may also counter that argument. But his bosses, who happen to be the nation's football governors, have justified why Ghana's provisional squad for the AFCON, which kicks off on January 14, is not ready. Ibrahim Sani Dara is spokesperson for the Ghana Football Association.
You would find the situation where the vast majority of the players in the Black Stars ply their trade with clubs abroad. And there's a CAF regulation on it, or a FIFA regulation for teams playing in international tournament. The regulation states that players must be released for preparation for competitions 2 weeks before the first game of the tournament kicks off. So we are not out of time. They are blessed with the fact that they have most of their players plying their trade in their respective country. That is Uganda. So we are not behind time.
In terms of naming squad, don't you think it would have been ideal for us to know our squad by now?
Well, if you know your squad by now, what benefit would it be? Touch wood, if you have injuries and you need to replace the players again. So it is the reason why some of the clubs in Europe wait until the very, very last minute to name their squad. You have the position or the situation where you name your squad, 2-3 days later, touch wood, somebody suffers an injury, you need to name a replacement. You need to name a replacement. And that also kills the confidence of the player who's being called in to replace. What does it tell the player? Well, I'm not first choice. I'm being brought in as second choice. So let's wait until the coach is ready to name his team.
Still on next January's AFCON, and former Black Stars captain who scouted for Avram Grant for the 2014 FIFA World Cup in Brazil, Charles Koblang Akono, we know him as CK Akono, he believes Avram Grant will call up players who can help in achieving the ultimate at the competition. He was speaking to Joy Sports' Benedict Owusu.
Well, there are players that you definitely know they will help you, irrespective of their position, whether old or young. Experienced players, the names you may mention of, of course, why not? But it's up to the man himself to decide. He knows what he wants. He knows how he wants his team to be, and so the decision will be solely in his hands. He has to make that decision. But yes, there's a need for him to, think deep and look at the squad and those he believes can help the team.
Now let's move away from the AFCON, but let's still stay within the African continent, because Egyptian giants Zamalek have paid former striker Junior Agogo $50,000 in a move to settle the dispute between the two parties. 2 months ago, FIFA ordered the White Castles to pay the former Ghana international 557,000 euros or face a 6-point deduction in the Egyptian league. Zamalek appear to be cooperating now to avoid facing the wrath of the World Football governing body. Agogo made a shock move to Zamalek from English side Nottingham Forest in 2008 after his impressive showing at the Africa Cup of Nations on home soil, despite strong interests from top clubs in France and Turkey. But 9 months later, Agogo terminated his contract over unpaid salaries and reported the club to FIFA before the Court of Arbitration for Sport ordered Zamalek to pay Agogo 807,000 euros. Zamalek chairman Mudada Mansour claimed they had already paid 250,000 euros to Agogo. There's more on the sports page on myjoyonline.com. Alternatively, if you're a Twitter fan, we're tweeting live on the handle JoySportsGH. On Facebook, you can find us on the address Joy Sports. My personal Twitter handle is @Babatando. That's your sport. Good afternoon.